viewers, we're coming to you live from our main studio in Bakau, the Gambia. This is N24 News and I am your presenter, Sukai Jarjusey. Coming up in the next minutes, policeman on motorbike allegedly killed, speeding truck. Book launching continues in the Gambia as Babukar Jang becomes the latest to launch. In sports, Gambia wins gold medal in concluded Alhaji Baba C Zone 2 Championship. In football, Gambia's senior male team held Mali to a draw after Musa Barrow scored late penalty. On the international front, Sudanese protesters shot dead during mass rallies as per report. These and more stories featured in our today's bulletin. Stay tuned. And we start today's bulletin with Sergeant Jerry Conte of the Gambia Police died Thursday after being knocked down by a truck on the Brikama-Serekunda Highway near Farato. According to police sources, 31-year-old Ibrahim Nyang, believed to be the truck driver, is helping in the investigations. The incident happened at around 7 a.m. last Thursday as Sergeant Conte set out to walk on his motorbike when the speeding truck reportedly attempted to overtake a vehicle. Hit him near Farato. Sergeant Conte was rushed from the scene to Birkama Health Center where he was confirmed dead. The Gambia has recently been ambushed by a shortage of bread, a country that its half of population depends on bread as a daily consumption, has recently faced a shortage of bread in President Barrow's era. More in this report.
Days gone by and hunting for bread, which is a staple food in the Gambia, continues for the Gambians and its residents. Vendors worry where and how they will get their already cooked food for business out of their stock. The scarcity of bread isn't a new one for a country of about 2.5 million people who depend largely on imports. Vendors continue to cry for their businesses. Bakers continue to wait on the government to negotiate with flour owners to lower their price tag, but still seemingly fall on deaf ears. Geneva is one of the many vendors who are complaining of the shortage of bread. Geneva takes us through on how she is coping with business.
Badakan sablos kom dal da firo ni na dak mabla no badon tan wado ko ngan ka badal ma kan fe ma ka studik anaji be fana furtu le fana be bulo kam ko farni boto a serta baker ma se fo be be serre ma se ka sa ka mandulinu fo sisi fo manu jawa bodo fo mito.
Since on Monday we don't have bread. I have 4 people who used to supply bread for me, but right now only one person bring bread for me. The rest said flour is very costly and they said they would work. It's because I am used to the business, that's why I am still here. Vegetable oil, chicken, onions, everything is expensive in the market. We are very worried. If you see we are doing this, it's because we are used to it. I am pleading with the government to help us with price control.
Ena ninindrola ena badakan se hani feta sunu ya kwaliatal ani ntol biso ni ntol muso ma gini biso because scale nke ni ka nyoma ko ni biso sol was ke fana na saradi mo beta ya so ni da manin di referan kana f do kana da manin soro ike ma da se la faje ya man jini di mbaya dum so da kala ka daw ni ndrola e fon batande te fen solo ya man dia dal man sa kuna nda mo ko le ba so da tala mule malo so ne mo bulo ko malo ko le bakel.
Nabir, a bakery owner at Senegambia, said the flour price is high and the gas well which they use in baking bread. Nabir urges the government to look at their affairs.
Yes, affect us all because we sell the dozen $63. The bread costs $5 and 25 both. So the flour up, the gas oil up. We can't afford it like this. It's better we close. So there's no solution and nobody care for us. So somebody has to take care for that. Everything's including up, and we still sell the bread for $5 and 25 both. It's not fair.
How does the people of the Gambia cope with this? And here is Ramatullah Ndoye.
dëgg dëgg seeraay farim bi fu mu nekk nii suñ ko mënee wàññi dinañ ne alhamdulilah parce que kilo bi 35 la woon waaye suñ ko waree jaay 40 ñu war si jënd diwlin yëpp a seer Gambia fi mu nekk nii du farim bi kese dañ si wax lu nekk diwlin léegi pot $20 la nga war a jënd farim ay 5 kilos di jënd diwlin $400 nga ko spend ay 10 poti diwlin soo saafee doo am dara waaye ba léegi ñu ngi ñaan dimbal naka lañ ko munti defee rek ba wàññi ñu farim bi fu mu nekkoon mu nekk ci.
The Gambia continues to be ambushed by a bread shortage, a staple food that its population depend on. In President Barrow's era, and this isn't the first time, the people engaged in the bread business continues to urge the government to help in tackling the issues, but seems it falls into deaf ears. Reporting for N24, I am Maimuna Dare.
At least 3 people, including 2 former journalists, have been confirmed dead in a fatal car crash along the Trans-Gambia Highway around Soma. The Alkamba Times can report. Journalist Pamodu Fall, a veteran of over 20 years, and Musa Ndau, one-time senior editor of the former Daily Observer, and Wan Kausubayo, a health worker, all died after the car they were traveling in crashed in Jiffin, the first settlement in the Jara area, early Monday morning. Mr. Fall was a senior executive member of the Gambia Press Union who later joined the Ministry of Health with Musandau as press and communications officials. Reports say they were on a health education mission attending a 4-day workshop in Soma, Lower River region. Both journalists are survived with wives and children. This is the latest among a series of fatal road accidents that have rocked the hinterland and inner city areas due to poor road networks, inadequate highway lighting, and overspeeding. The devastating news is still developing, and we will keep you posted as new information emerges. Quite a sad story there, but we could all say may their souls rest in perfect peace. Now, book launching is almost becoming a priority among Gambian writers, and for those in love with reading, it's a season of reading different books from the Gambian writers. Modulamin A.G. Al-Musaf Sow is one writer who recently launched his book titled Don't Judge the Book by the Cover. Let's hear from our reporter for more of the details.
Modulamin A.G. Al-Musaf Sow, born in Bakau, Newtown, the Gambia, West Africa, in the year 1990, is a young West African writer and an award winner who recently launched his book Don't Judge the Book by the Cover. Sow is also the founder of the Gambia's Young Writers Association and the former Secretary General of the Gambia's Writers Association. Sow, 31, continues to be on the spotlights and banging awards on his name and getting international recognition. People of different age groups and various walks of life came to witness this day as these people take us on a ride.
These are joking observations about the book titled Don't Judge a Book by its Cover. Therefore, I'll be careful not to say much of the plot so that people will buy and read it. I'll also try to make the review short so that it is shorter than the 10,000 words in the book. The word count relays the story of Fatu, a late developer in school who later became a star pupil thanks to a magic pen she was given by a jinn whom she favored. Fatu had showed respect and kindness to the jinn, and in return the jinn gave Fatu a magic formula to be clever and to be a prize-winning word speller. Indeed, Fatu's winning of the spelling bee contest made heads turn round as she was not a star pupil. In the first pages of the book, Fatu earns our sympathy for her very poor spelling record. She could not even spell her name, which made her to suffer a lot in school. But what she lacked in spelling ability, she got in kindness, such that when she got a beggar around the house, She gave him some breadcrumbs and some money. The grateful beggar gave Fatu a magic pen, which would make her very clever. Indeed, soon her classmates realized the change in Fatu's spelling abilities. She spelled long words. She spelled complicated words, such that everybody was now saying, wow, where did Fatu get her spelling prowess? She progresses to win a spelling contest and enjoyed the media limelight. But when she lost her magic pen, she also lost her spelling powers. Now Fatu is back to square one and becomes a non-speller again, much to the chagrin of her mother.
Reader, you must read and understand the literature, and then you can move forward. So I would really, really love you to be good readers. During our time in the days of Gambia High School, we used to stay at the library till 7, 8 o'clock. There was a lady called Mrs. Fai. She will come to the library and case us out. Get out of here, it's 7 o'clock, get out of here, and close in the library. This was the culture we know as Gambians. Myself and my brother Hassan Sisi, we stay, we read overnight, almost every other day. We stay for over 10 years in the same house. So during our time, we read our books. We love reading. And that is why we are where we are today. It's not magic. I will advise you as young ones, there is no shortcut to life, to success in life. If you want success, you have to work for it. There is nothing like a shortcut. Let us try to read and read and read. It doesn't matter which field you want to do. Whether you want to do law, you want to do science, you want to do arts, you want to do whatever. You have to read and understand what you are reading, and then you will be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve, whichever field you want to do.
Again, I will have to equally celebrate Mr. Sow. One thing we are not good at doing is celebrating our own people. And I think it's high time we really begin to celebrate individuals like Mr. Sow. To be honest with you, I have not known him, in the past, despite all the work that he has done. It's only of recent when he went to meet, the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, and I was able to get in touch with him, and really had the intention to work with him, moving forward. But it's quite important as Gambians, the media is here to help us really begin to profile, our own people. This is the only way we know them as Gambians, and of course we are able to sell them out, out there to the whole world. This is quite important, and I really want to those our friends in the media to really help us, really profile our Gambians who are really doing great. It's going to serve as a motivation for the young ones, to really follow suit, on that part.
So is the author of the book Don't Judge by the Cover. Africa, Not Africa, The Throne of the Ghost and the Memory of Reflection. Modu started writing at the age of 14 and won the prize for the best young Gambian writer of the year 2019 and is the Writers Association laureate for Children's Literature 2019. Pafut Moskuria, N24 News.
Still on the book launching, Babukar Jeng, a politician, launched his title, The Way We See the Problem is the Problem. Alimatu Juf has the rest of the details of the story.
The book launch was graced by dignitaries, among which are politicians, with the aim of calling for reconciliation. Babukar Jeng, the author of the book, The Way We See the Problem is the Problem, and a politician as well, gave reason behind writing the book. Jeng also said that politicians have a way of playing with the emotion of the people. This, he said, he wants to change.
The brain is a storage of information, and the circumstances around us are picked up by the eye, either the eye or the ear. When it is picked up, it is translated in the brain and thrown into the heart, and it is put into practice, into motion by the limbs. So I believe that it depends on what we have in our minds, through what we read, through education, through interaction, through talking to people who are people of knowledge and wisdom, feeding the mind with the right information gives us the ability to see things the way they're supposed to be seen, And when we hear things, it's easy for us to translate them, and we will refrain from being angry. We will refrain from reaction, and we will be very proactive.
When you look at the political lines that they take, I just want to change the whole way of doing politics, a politics of positivity, a politics of calling people, to philosophies that are okay, with what brings society together, not what divides us, but what unites us.
Chairman Ahmad Bari was in the midst of the many people as he reviewed the book.
Chapters. He decided to divide these into segments. To summarize these segments, he first questioned our environment. He first questioned our laws, what surrounds us, what makes us to live together. That is the first question. What are the things that bind us? Because we are all different, from different tribes, different religions. But what is it that is binding us? It's a nation. And what is putting the nation together? These are laws. And how are those laws interpreted to ensure that there is peace, there is tranquility?
Musa Yali Bachili, a politician, urges the president to create a national mediator committee to solve problems within the 53 constituencies. Also speaking at the book launching, Jarjusey, who is also a politician, emphasized on the crime rate and encourages Gambians to speak on crimes they witnessed. Artists, drama clubs, and people of different walks of life were in attendance. Reporting for the N24 News, I am Alimatu Diouf.
In sports, the Gambia's volleyball senior team were crowned champions of the Alhaji Baba C Zone 2 Championship on Sunday after beating Senegal by 3 straight sets to 0. In the female teams, they were only able to secure silver medals after Senegal beat the host Gambia. Meanwhile, in the ongoing AFCON 2021 in Cameroon, the Scorpions held Mali into a 1-1 draw after Musa Barrow scored a late penalty to ensure the Scorpions remain unbeaten in the AFCON. Away from the AFCON and the Gambia, Everton are interested in Belgium manager Roberto Martinez returning to the club and have made initial contact with the Belgian Football Association. Belgium are reluctant to lose the Spainite 48 with the World Cup in Qatar in November and believe they will retain his services. Martinez is high on the toughest list of contenders to succeed Rafael Martinez, who was sacked on Sunday. He then became Belgium manager in August 2016, achieving a third-place finish at the 2018 World Cup, and he is also technical director of the national team. Belgium, the world's #1 ranked side, are among the favorites for this year's World Cup. The prospect of Martinez doing both the Everton and Belgium jobs has been floated, but the Belgian FA will reject any such suggestion out of hand. While a clean end-of-season break is also not on the cards with the World Cup being held in November and December in Qatar rather than in the summer. Martinez retains support inside Everton's boardroom despite being the first of 5 managers to be sacked by current owner Farhad Moussouri, departing in May 2016 after 3 seasons in charge. The Catalan has also retained great affection for Everton, believing he has unfinished business at Goodison Park. And away from the latest happenings of sports, let's look at the latest of the internationals. Nazim Zirak, a Sudanese activist who coordinates medical aid to those protesting against military rule, says on his Facebook page that 2 people have been shot dead by the security forces. This has not been independently verified and the authorities have not yet commented. The reported shootings come as security forces once more fire tear gas at thousands of people who have been protesting in the capital, Khartoum. This is the latest in the series of protests since October's coup, which saw military leaders seize power and arrest the civilian prime minister just 1 month before Sudan was scheduled to transition to a civilian head of state. And away from Sudan to Mozambique, where police in Mozambique say the head of a bald man has been removed by criminals who wanted to sell it to a client from Mali. They left in the central town of Muandiwa. Some Mozambians believed the bald men's heads contained gold. The first reports of bald men being killed for their heads in the country were back in 2017. The trade in body parts is relatively common in Mozambique, Malawi and Tanzania, where they are believed to bring fortune and luck in love. The body parts of people with albinism are especially prized. Viewers, I'm afraid that's all the time we have in today's news bulletin. Stay tuned to your favorite N24 TV.